I actually think this might well be a great white shark. All right everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome along back to a brand new video, and today we've got an interesting one because we're going seaside. Because today we're going to be talking about great white sharks in the UK. Are they here? And is this video proof? Now, before we get into it, of course, I've got a plug. So this right here, if you want one of these, head over to my website, wildlifeandcookie.co.uk, grab yourself some merch. There's also a calendar out now. So it's just got to that point in the UK where it's starting to get a little bit cold. It's frosty in the morning. Right now, it's 0 degrees. Oh, look, there's a little muntjac in there. Look carefully, look carefully. There's a muntjac right there on the corner. He's about to move, he's moving. He's moving. Gotta love seeing muntjacs. I think they're wicked, such beautiful little things. It's cool, there's like 3 just right in here, wicked. Sturdy little animals, like 0 degrees right now. They're out and about, chilling, they're not bothered. Anyway, I can see my spot. We're heading down here. We're going to talk about the great white shark. Is it in the UK? Looking absolutely beautiful. And right there is a sock. Right, as I set my camera up, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to Scotland in a few days, and I might get myself in the drink, because it's going to be like minuses up there. And if it's not frozen over, I think the plan is to get in, have a little bit of a cold water therapy. So that might be in a video, but plenty more videos coming soon. We're going back to Scotland. It's going to be wintry. Nice. Right, anyway though, we're going to be talking about the great white sharks. Now, today, it's an interesting one because I've never seen this video before, and I don't think a lot of you would have seen this video before either. Now, I first saw any mention of this from Islander Outdoors. He originally posted it to Instagram, just a picture, and I was like, oh my word. And we had a little bit of a conversation in the DMs about it, and we were both a bit like, wow, okay, this is interesting. So I just want to give a big shout out to Islander Outdoors. The link for his channel is in the description down below. Wicked channel, go over there and check it out. He covers the great white sharks in Britain a lot more than I do. But even so, when something interesting happens like this, got to talk about it. So as I've already alluded to, something interesting has happened, and it's in the form of a video. But this video came out in 2012 and it's filmed on the Isle of Mull, but it's really quite interesting. I'm going to play it for you here now. Take a look at this. Right, so how interesting was that? Now, when Islander Outdoors posted it to Instagram and it was just an image of the fin, I thought, okay, that's pretty interesting. And then when I saw that video, I was like, oh wow, okay, that is really good. Now, obviously, it is not the best quality video. It's not filmed with brilliant technology. It's not like a camera crew out there. By the sounds of it, this is just 2 girls on a kayak just off the coast of the Isle of Mull, and all of a sudden, this big shark comes and investigates the kayak. And when I spoke to Islander Outdoors about it, I said, oh, okay, this is really interesting because it's a natural video. You've got the natural... Look. He's just interrupted. That little fella just ran out from here, just stopped there, stared at me. I stared at it and I thought, if I move, he's gonna leg it. He turned his head. That's when I grabbed the camera. Bet I'm having a wildlife frenzy today. Oh my God. Right, well that was amazing, and I've just completely lost my train of thought. But we were talking about the girls on the kayak, right? It's a natural video. They're taking it just off their phone. They see something and she's like, oh my God, look at this flipping shark, what is it? Now, obviously this video is really interesting. I don't think there's anyone in the UK that would look at this and think, well, that's not interesting. If you know about sharks or if you don't know about sharks, that video is really interesting. Now, for a little bit of context, there has never been a great white shark recorded in the UK. There have been potential sightings and people saying they may have seen some, but there is nothing official. There's no reason great white sharks shouldn't be here. There's lots of seals for them to eat, especially in this part of Scotland. There are seals absolutely flipping everywhere. And in fact, the closest ever shark recorded near the UK was in the Bay of Biscay, which is just south down near France. And that's really quite close. I think it was something like 170 nautical miles away from the UK. So that, I mean, that's as good as in the UK, isn't it? Like, it's quite close. So really, who's to say that these sharks won't push on a little bit further, find the UK and think, flipping hell, seal paradise? Because after all, the UK does have about 90% of Europe's seal population. But as we look at this video, we get a real clear sighting of the dorsal fin. Now, up in that part of the UK on the western side of Scotland, there is quite a lot of basking sharks. But basking sharks' dorsal fins look something like this, whereas the great white shark's dorsal fins look like this. So if you were going to say, off the two, you would probably go with the great white shark. It looks more like that. As the video rolls on a little bit more, you can see this like white patch under the water, whether that's like a mouth or the underside of a great white shark. It could be the basking shark's mouth, who knows? It's really, really hard to tell. But again, I actually think that looks more great white shark than it is basking shark. Now, you guys know I am not one to get carried away with this sort of stuff. If I don't think it is something, I will say that ain't it. But I look at this video and I'm like, all right, it's not great, it's not conclusive, but what we can see, I actually think this might well be a great white shark. Now, I'm under no illusion to look at this and think it could be a basking shark. It very well could be. It's got a bit of a weird dorsal fin for one, but it definitely could be a basking shark. And maybe that part you see under the water is like the basking shark's gills or something, but I don't know. Just, it looks like to me it could be a great white shark. The reaction to it all sounds very genuine. It's just two girls on a kayak. I've got no complaints there whatsoever. They don't really know what they've seen. They just think, yep, shark, and then it goes on about doing its business. Now, whether these girls actually know what's in the water around the Isle of Mull or not is a different question. So I think it just comes down to, is this shark what I think it might be? Is this potentially a great white shark filmed in the UK? I don't know, like, I think personally it looks pretty good, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think this is a great white shark in the UK, or do you think maybe it could be a basking shark? Now, the statistical game is going to be at play here, because statistically it's going to be a basking shark. That place is known to have a lot of basking sharks. It's one of the best places you can see basking sharks in the UK. So really, if you're going to weigh it up on a logical basis, you're probably going to be basking shark, but I just don't think it looks right. And I think it's one of these where if your life was on the line and you had to guess between the two, you probably would go with basking shark. But are you going to go out on a limb here and say this is a great white shark in the UK? I don't know. This is probably one of the only videos I've seen of something like this where I've actually been really interested and thought, yeah, that looks pretty good. Because usually it's big cat stuff and it's someone's cat and it's like, ah, that's crap, isn't it? Or when it's a thylacine, just like that fox we've just seen here, it's usually a fox. But this one, I don't know, I just think maybe. And we have to bear in mind as well that this was 10 years ago. And this video has just been on YouTube, just completely hidden until recently, and it's like, what's happened there then? But I don't know, could this be proof that great white sharks are in the UK? Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it here. I've had my wildlife fill for the day. I've had muntjac, I've had foxes, we've talked about the great white sharks, basking sharks, all that sort of fun stuff in the beautiful part of Warwickshire next to this river. I will be in Scotland soon, looking around for some different animals, some really cool animals. It's going to be nice wintry settings, drone footage is going to be looking sick, all that sort of stuff. But for now though, I'm going to leave you with this great white shark question. Did we see one in that video? You let me know in the comment section down below. For now though, I've been Cookie. Check out the website, grab yourself a calendar. I'll see you in the next one, all right? Take care, bye.